Why? 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 I'm always thinking, why all the bad thing just happens on me? Not you, or you, or you. Does anyone can answer me? Does anyone know that what is the most populous thing recently especially in Tainan? Does anyone know that? It's a disease. Oh, don't say that. Don't say. I don't want to hear that. That is popular. I know. I know I'm the person who likes to stand on the trend of popularity. Look at my shoes. I like to wear Adidas shoes. And sometimes I just like to wear exactly like celebrities. So that's my style. But, not like this. One day morning, and that was probably one of the best mornings I have ever had. I woke up early, at about 11 o'clock, and I look at my schedule, it was empty, which means today is time for bar, alcohol, drug, So I feel hungry. So I walk down the street toward the breakfast shop. And suddenly there was a high-pitched and beautiful voice coming behind me. Hello? I couldn't help but turn around like this. And it was a man. So he asked me, have you already had your breakfast yet? I said, oh my god, I didn't know the people in this generation so open. He was literally inviting me. So I said, actually, I feel a little bit full. And he asked me again, have you already had your breakfast yet? And I said, no. And later he said, because I got one Starbucks coupon. And today's the deadline. I want to give it to someone. So I said, oh really? Actually, I still feel a little bit hungry. If you don't mind, so that day I received it and I got a free breakfast from Starbucks. I was having my breakfast in the park near Starbucks and thinking, what kind of good things I have done in the past decades so that God treated me so well today. What I was still thinking, I discovered there was a tiny black dot on my leg. No, it's not on my leg. And I feel a little bit injured, so I just slap at it, and the blood just bursts out of it. If you want to use an example to describe it, you can imagine yourself in a McDonald's, and what you hold was a ketchup, and you just hardly slap at it, so the blood was like explosion. It was really a lot of blood, like burst out of it, like tsunami. So, and then I gave a look on my hand. Oh my god, it was a mosquito, and it was so evil and so malicious. Why? Because it was not whole black. I also saw some white stripes on its legs and body. My brain stopped working for about 10 seconds at that moment. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? And suddenly the beautiful view suddenly just disappeared. What came into my mind? But notice, what came into my mind was this, the end of the world. And there was nothing to describe my mood but this picture. So I feel paranoid. I just freak out. I totally freak out. And I was thinking, God, what am I going to do? And I turned to be despair. And as a coward, I took out my cell phone and I called my dad. Dad, I have some words I want to tell you. I know I'm not always a good kid. I run into all kinds of troubles, but I will always love you. And my dad responded in a very consoling way, and he said, it is nothing. It's truly nothing. Son, what's the matter? Am I going to be grandfather? I said, yeah. No, I said no. I said no. I was bitten by the mosquito, which had exact white stripes on its body. I think I'm going to contract dengue disease. And then there was a long sigh from my dad. And he said, it is nothing, it's really nothing. You don't have to worry too much. Worry doesn't help you. It is nothing. It's truly nothing. I keep telling myself this sentence after the conversation. It really made me feel more at ease. However, I still freak out, so I dashed to Chengdu Hospital to give a blood test. And I saw the doctor, and the doctor asked me, do you feel any fever? I said, no. Do you feel any headache? No. Do you feel any muscle pain? No. And the doctor turned to me with a curious face and said, son, how long have you been bite since then? 1 day? 2 days? A week? An hour ago. I'll never forget the doctor's expression. He was like, huh? Are you kidding me? But no, he didn't express that like this. He said, oh, the blood test will work until you wait at least 3 days. 3 days! Which means this time I come into my mind with a book. The book called this book. 3 days! It means that I have the last 3 days to stay healthy and alive. What kinds of good things, what kind of important things I have to done in these 3 days? However, it is nothing. It is truly nothing. You probably will need to lie on a bed for 2 or 3 days, but that is part of life, right? You never get 100% control of your life. Life is dynamic. So whether the outcome is good or bad probably doesn't matter. What kinds of meaningful things you have done probably matters the most. So after that experience, whenever I face difficulties, I always tell myself, it is nothing first, and it makes me feel more at ease. So what about you? Next time you feel difficulties, what you will say?
It is nothing.
Back to TMB.